Okay, welcome everybody to the Embodied Woman half-day virtual retreat with Amy and I. Yay! And welcome to everybody who's also watching the replay and getting this later. So we thought we'd start today. I'm going to just give you an overview of what our time together will be like. And then basically, we're going to start with a little drop into the body, like just get here, arrive, present. And then Amy's going to be leading. Well, do you want to say what you'll be leading?
Yeah, I'm going to do a short somatic practice with 4 different somatic practices that you can take away and you can do by yourself at home in the mornings. And then you're going to lead a breathwork session.
Yeah, and then we'll have like a breath, and I'll explain the breath patterns to you. Some of you guys have breathed with me before, some not. So I'll explain the breath patterns we'll use today, and that one you'll like lay down if you like being laid down, get cozy. That'll be probably about 40 minutes or so. And then we'll take a break. Give your bodies time to, I don't know, get a cup of tea, go to the bathroom, anything like that. And then Amy's gonna lead a somatic, like a embodied movement session. And that'll be like probably
about 45
minutes to an hour.
It won't, 45 minutes, and that will lead us into the ending.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then we'll have time, at the end, if you want to share anything, ask any questions. At any point too, you guys can write in the group chat as well, because we'll be asking some questions at some point. And then, for those of you that came on earlier, I checked in with everyone, have a space where you're comfortable. Like the practices Amy will be showing, you will be standing up. So you need some place to stand up and be able to move, especially at the very end with like the movement and the dancing. Movement more than, I don't want to freak everyone out. And then breath work, like I said, I really love, because we are going to be breathing for about 30 or so minutes. I love laying down for that, but some people really love sitting up. So as long as you're supported and have blankets and water nearby, you should be all set. Cool. Yay. All right. So let's begin. I'm going to start with, first, let me ask you guys a question. Just checking in, kind of, how are you feeling today? And if I asked you, who's here today? What comes up, and kind of how does that land for you? Meaning, we all wear a lot of different hats in life, have a lot of different identities and energies we choose from and switch from. So just taking a moment and noticing, like, how do I feel right now? Who's here? How am I showing up? And then I'd love you guys to actually stand up. And if it feels good for you, moving around a bit. So whatever that is, like, it might be stretching, it might be swaying the hips or moving that out. And then really feeling your feet, your toes, all 4 corners of the feet. And now choosing, okay, who would I like? What identity would I like to step into? How would I like to show up today? And then when you're ready, intentionally sitting down, like taking a seat. And feeling, once you get seated, intentionally feeling the base of your spine connecting to the surface beneath you. And feeling that connection of your base, maybe to the floor or the couch or the chair underneath you, possibly maybe down into the earth. And then getting a sense of that chosen energy that you'd like to embody and show up as. Getting a sense of that in the body. And asking, first presencing ourselves, just, I am here. I'm here. I'm in my body. And taking a breath in and just noticing as you breathe in and let the breath go. Noticing if you can feel the breath, inhaling in again and inhaling into all the spaces between your vertebrae and down into the base of the spine. Beautiful. And noticing how just that awareness of your posture and your spine, how that can support your chosen, like, this is me, I am here. And maybe noticing if the shoulders would like to roll back and down. If the jaw can relax or soften even a little bit more. And then noticing maybe the eyes are closed or in a soft gaze in this presence of, I am here. This is how I'm choosing to show up today. And then check in with the body. Like, is this true? Is this true for me? How does it feel? And in this space, feeling connected to that energy present in your body, an invitation to zoom your awareness out and observe you and that chosen identity and energy. And perhaps in that, also acknowledging previous versions of yourself, thanking them, having gratitude for all of those seasons and versions of you. And perhaps even noticing how the present you today can resource and support all of those previous versions, that wholeness of you and your experience. And then from this place of presence and curiosity of how you're feeling today, who you're showing up as, maybe seeing if it feels good to place a hand, maybe on the heart or the belly, somewhere on the body. And then inhaling through the nose, filling up the body with that energy and frequency of who you're choosing to be, pausing at the top, and then opening the mouth, softening the body, releasing the breath, and pausing for a moment at the bottom. And then just coming back to the natural breath and taking a moment here. Maybe you bring the thumbs and the pointer fingers together or wiggle the toes. Just bringing that presence to like actually feeling the sensation of being in the body, being here. And then taking your own time, seeing if there's any more stretches or wiggles as you slowly bring yourself back like into the room. Maybe soften the gaze or flutter the eyes open. taking in your room first before coming back to the Zoom screen. Doing whatever feels good. Hi. Oh, beautiful. How you guys doing? Cool. All right. Now that we are here and excited to be here, you want to?
We're going to move on to some somatic practices. So somatic, basically the word soma means to live in the body. So I'm going to introduce you to 4, maybe 5, just different practices that you can do. I do these in the morning. So first thing when I wake up in the morning, I do these, and this really is my morning practice to release the tension in my body, right? So we're holding a lot of tension, and signals to my brain that it's actually safe to be in my body, it's safe to relax, it's safe to have sensation. These are quick practices, and it's really also just feeling how they are in your system. So some of them might feel good for your system, and some of them you might be like, it doesn't feel good. Try them out and then adjust them according to what works for your body. Every single person's nervous system is different. So there is no one size fits all with this. Okay, do you mind if I use your stopwatch? So we're going to start standing.
I feel like I get to be on this is gonna really date me, a Jane Fonda like workout video where I'm like the side workout girl.
So I have my model here. Okay, so just bring your feet about hip width apart. So now our heads are cut off him.
I think do you want to back up?
I just want to be nearer so they can hear me. Okay, so we're going to start with, some of you are going to know this one already. It's just to activate your lymphatic system. So we're going to begin with just some tapping. So very gentle tapping above your eyebrows. And bringing it down your face. I like to go gentle on my face. And then down your jaw. Moving down your neck. And now breathe into your body as you do this. So every time you inhale, it signals to your brain that it's safe to relax. Tapping underneath your collarbone activates your immune system. And then moving down your breasts. And then if you want to close your fists and then bring more of a tapping with your fists closed to your colon, your stomach, activate your digestive system in the mornings. Again, breathe in here. You can move down the side of your hips. If you hold a lot of tension in your hips, you may want to tap a little bit more here. Moving down the front of your thighs. Again, breathing in here. In through your nose. Exhaling out your mouth. Maybe tapping. You can also open hands and kind of just like smack on the back of your calves, up the back of your thighs. And then I like to close fists again on my glutes and my buttocks. I hold a lot of tension in here. Breathe in there. And then the back of your sacrum. Again, link your breath. Inhaling through your nose, breathing out your mouth like you're blowing out a candle. And then your shoulders. You could even like chop on your shoulders here. And inhale through your nose, breathe out your mouth like you're blowing out a candle. Take a moment, close your eyes, and just notice how you feel in your body now. So this is just waking up the systems in your body, right? Getting the blood flowing, getting the blood circulating in your body, circulating or signaling to your brain that it's okay to be in your body, that it's safe to relax. The second one I also really like to lead with at the beginning of my morning is just a swinging. It's just swinging right to left, left to right. You can swing just with your arms dangling, or you can have them near your chest, just swinging as fast or as slow as you want. Again, link your breath to your movement. So when we swing, we are actually bringing in this bilateral movement. So we're weaving right side, left side. So now the right side of your brain and the left side of your brain are starting to weave together. Again, your brain is part of your nervous system, and your brain is always communicating with the rest of the systems in your body. So this is signaling, your brain is signaling to the rest of your body that it's safe, that it's safe to be in your body, it's safe to have sensation. This also reorientates your nervous system, the left and right movement. Whew. And then you can slow it down if you want. Feel what it's like when you go slower. Feel what it's like when you go faster. And then feel which tempo feels better for your system today.
Does it matter if you have your eyes open or closed?
No, but close will even help, because this is really good for getting a sense of balance in your system and reorientating your system. So when you close your eyes, you're going to even more have to bring a sense of balance in. So it's going to challenge your balance, which, again, try it out. See what it's like when you close your eyes. Does that feel safe for your system, or does that activate you? Do you feel better with your eyes closed or your eyes open? It intensifies it for me when I close my eyes. That's not right or wrong. Again, feel how it feels in your system. And then slowing it down. Going even slower. Until you come to stillness. And then taking a breath, again, inhale through your nose. Candle breathing or halo breath, breathing out your mouth like you're blowing a candle out. Again, inhaling through your nose, lengthening the inhale, and then a longer exhale, blowing that candle out. And just notice how you feel now in your body. Okay. So the third somatic practice, this is going to be like a somatic standing posture, if it's going to feel like a stretch, but we're not actually trying to stretch here, right? What we're trying to do here is find where in the body we have contraction and then breathe into it. So stretching actually causes your brain to go into protective mode. So we want to more feel where the sensation is and then breathe into it to allow ourselves to be present with the sensation. So you're going to begin. This is a great one in the morning as well for your shoulders and your chest, which a lot of us hold a lot of tension in our shoulders and our chest. So just bring awareness to your left shoulder. And you're going to turn your left shoulder, like twist it behind you. And you can start to move your neck as well. And then bring your elbow and your wrist up. You can close your wrist. And start to move your left shoulder and your arm behind you. And your neck can just like kind of fall back. Your neck is relaxed. So again, feel where the contraction is for you. And then breathe into it. Relax the front of your body. And then come back. And now we're going to do the right side. So breathing into where the constriction is for you, feeling it opening. Breathing into the sensation that's there. We're not wanting to overflood our system with sensation. How much sensation is tolerable for you? And can you breathe into it and relax into the sensation? And release. We'll do another round of that. And release. And the other side. And release. So you can do as many rounds of those as you desire throughout the day, especially if you spend a lot of time on the computer. Okay, second part of this, you can like just bring your fingers like in line with your chest, a little bit, not too like a little bit lower. And so you're going to reach your hands in line with your chest and then push your chest away from your hands. And like you're rounding your spine and your chin is reaching towards your fingers, looking out. Breathe in here. Again, finding where the contraction is for you and then breathing into it. And then exhale, release, bringing your arms back, opening up your chest. Beautiful. Let's go again. Inhale, reaching your hands, pulling your chest away from your hands. And then exhale. Feeling that opening in your chest. One more. So rather than looking for the pain, we're actually finding pleasure in sensation. There may be like some constriction, but it's like breathing into it and finding the pleasure in there, like the release, the openness, the expansion. All right, so the third part of this one, you can bring your left hand to the sky. And again, rather than, it's not like okay, if you're dropping your right fingers down your right leg, you could easily turn this into a stretch. But it's not a stretch. It's more finding again the openness in your left side. So your right hand may drop a little. It may drop further if you find comfort in that, if you find expansion in that. And then finding the constriction and breathing into it. So relaxing into it. And release. When you're ready, and you can do the other side. So really using your breath to find the openness. And yeah, you can soften your neck. And release when you're ready. Oh, maybe just want to wiggle out your chest and your shoulders now. And just see, like, are you more open in your chest now? Are you more open in your shoulders, in your arms? How we doing? Good? Okay. All right, so another one, is our fourth one, it's called, some of you might know this one already, it's called Breath of Joy. So it's a simple one. You could just inhale like you're folding over your chest, over your legs, and exhale, arms over your head. So it's like an inhale, exhale. That's the first version of it. If you want to do a second version of it, it's I call this a 3-part breath. So it's like an inhale, a second inhale, and exhale out your mouth. So it's like a sniff, sniff, exhale. So it's like, and it's 3 movements. So it's sniff over your falling over, like your head falls over your legs. Sniff, open your heart, exhale, arms over the head. So you can try out both and see how they feel for your system. If you feel like that's enough of the sniff, sniff, exhale, try out just the inhale, exhale. Try out the 2-part. If it feels too much for your body to fold over your hips, you can also just do a slight movement, right? You don't have to go fold all the way over unless it feels good for your system or for your body. Beautiful. So this is really great for releasing tension. If you start to get anxiety in the middle of the day, do this. If you're on your computer a lot, take 3 minutes and do 3 minutes of this. It's great for getting energy flowing through your body. If you feel numb, if you feel uninspired, you feel a little you feel a little checked out of your body, this is a great one for bringing you back into your body. you start to get hit with fatigue, this is a great one. Okay, letting that one go. Whew. And we're just going to finish with shaking. So shake it all out. This is amazing in the morning as well for waking up your system, moving stagnant heaviness out of your body. So you can start with your hands, shake out your elbows. This is how animals in nature shake off trauma. When they've had a shock to their system, they shake their bodies. Shake out your spine. And I even have to let go with noise in these ones because it's like the heaviness wants to be released through sound as well. So using any sighs. And then feeling your feet even, like you might want to also pound your feet into the earth. So you're also rooting down into the earth. So this is both grounding and releasing. Don't be afraid to use your voice, use your sound. Sound actually signals to your nervous system that it's safe. And it actually brings balance back to your nervous system using sound. Shake out your spine, your sacrum. If you're having a lot of emotions, this releases the charge of the emotions. Breathe with it. Beautiful. Letting it go, release, inhale. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale, down, regulating your system. This is where you use your breath to soothe your own system. And then close your eyes if you'd like to, you don't have to, and just take a moment and notice, how do you feel now? Okay, so these would be practices I would use in the morning or throughout the day. And you can pick and choose ones that you like, try out different ones and apply them and see what works for your system.
Let me change the view.
How you all doing? How are you after that? Wonderful.
Do you have any questions about any of those?
Yeah, I have a question. So, what do you mean by the constriction point? Like the place where you cannot go farther or something else?
I would like constriction, like is the place where you'll feel like an intensity or a sensation. So it's like, so it's like, okay, so if I inhale up and if I inhale and I stretch, right? So in stretching, you're always trying to like push your body into a certain like beyond where how do I explain it? You stretch like beyond what? You're stretching beyond where you're really
Where you'd normally stop.
where you'd normally stop, yeah. But with somatics, we're not looking to stretch into a point that is that will flood your system, right? We don't want to flood our systems, but we do want to feel sensation. So it's like, can I open up and feel where there may be some sensation, constriction, intensity, but not so much that it floods my system. And then, because I want to increase my capacity to be present with sensation. If I flood my system with too much sensation by overstretching, now all I'm doing is my brain is going into protective mode to protect myself from the overflood of sensation, and it's not actually increasing my capacity to be present with sensation. Does that make sense? So that's
Yeah.
okay, can I actually go to the point where I can feel sensation, but I can still breathe? Have you ever like stretched yourself so much that like you couldn't breathe in the stretch? Well, because you're beyond, like you're actually then just pushed too far. So it's like it still feels like I'm stretching, but I'm going a little gentler and I'm finding the point where I can still breathe and breathe to the point where the sensation even becomes pleasure. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I hope so, because I didn't feel any constriction point, but I have this over flexibility, I think. So
It's probably just the word is messing you up.
mm,
Other words.
Yeah, like sensation. Just go to the point where you feel some sensation.
okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, but it is interesting because if you are someone who's done a lot of like yoga and movement and stuff, you're always like trying to become like you're like, "Oh, I'm so like you're kind of like always pushing yourself to become like to get to that point of more flexibility." Whereas this is like we like the more that you go into like you can't meet force with force, right? So it's like if I'm having intensity, say in my hip, the more I stretch that doesn't actually release the intensity in my hip. But I have to actually find where's the point that I can feel and then breathe into that and then have this like actually be present with the sensation. And is it like actually like create space there so it actually becomes more pleasure for sensation rather than I am pushing myself to the point where this hurts.
Mm, cool.
Yeah.
And could I add
Yeah,
too?
please.
It might be, I think if you've ever had a moment where it might not even been physically intense, it could be, or emotionally, and that moment where you check out because it's too intense, you check out. So sometimes it might not even be a physical point you reach, but like, can I be present
Mm,
with, like, for me, I actually have a physical, I get somewhere and I'm like, okay. But also, you might notice just a checkout point. So this whole like being embodied is also how present can I be in these little, like, take a sip or take a inch or centimeter.
hmm
Okay, cool. Go again, go. It's this slowness of being present and noticing where maybe I start thinking a lot or where
hmm
I check out or where I start thinking about my to-do list or maybe where I feel constriction or maybe where I feel tightness or just sensation. But it's kind of really stepping into this different way of, because you know how easy it is to go through life and we go through the motions, but really to be present with the sensations in the body in a new way. Like almost if you were looked at, what if I could create this whole new relationship with my body? And sometimes these very, well, not some, these, it's a different way of getting in by going slow and
Slow.
being curious of
Mm,
like, what is that like? I'm just moving a shoulder
yeah.
or I'm just breathing, but what does that feel like? Am I present? Like all of that sort
hmm
of stuff. And it's really, as Amy mentioned earlier, the idea of we have breath and we have movement and we have sound. And those are all three different levers you get to play with in your embodiment experience, right? And they all kind of access different things. And it's learning to find in your body, oh, what does this do when I move? Or if I add a sound, or if I breathe here. And in that, widening your window of tolerance is what they some like in, but basically tolerance of, it could be a physical sensation, it could be emotions, it could be like your system's capacity to handle lifey stuff
Yeah.
and body stuff. And you sort of slowly stretch out instead of going, I'm going to go. I mean,
Yeah.
I love to be like, I'll just jump in the deep end, right? It's a very different, different thing for your nervous system. And so if you're someone like me that has had a lot of like, I'll jump off the 20th stair because I can, and let me see if I can do it. And this can be so healing because it's so rewiring our cultures. Like everything is about achievement and see how far you can go in this. And they are seemingly really simple practices, but it's rewiring this. Can I actually see what each step of this is like? And how does it feel in my body? And what's going on with my mind? And all of this from curiosity of, there's nothing here to fix, there's nothing to push, there's nothing to get right. Can I expand how present I am? Can I expand my breath a little bit? Through whatever pace works for you. So it's taking sips if it's moving a shoulder or a breath, rather than let me gulp it in and see how much change I can get, which can work sometimes. But if your nervous system wasn't ready for that, but the mind thought it was going to be a really good idea, then it doesn't create sustainable change. Because the system, your body is so wonderful. It lets you know and it will show you what it feels safe with, whether that's an amount of money, whether it's a physical posture, whether it's the speed you're going. So we can get big leaps. But if the body is like, yeah, but that doesn't feel safe, you'll find you go back, right? So this is a very different way of over time increasing that capacity and flexibility. So you get more on every end of the spectrum. Like I can hold more energy up here and I can slow down and soften more over here. So we have a flexible
We want to create
system.
a flexible nervous system. Yeah. So we, instead of just always being in this fight or flight, go faster, do more, stretch more, do the like, the busy thing. We want to also be, that's okay. You can be in that, but then if you're only always in that state, you only ever then it won't be safe for you to slow down. Resting and doing things slow will feel like a threat to your system. So you're actually you have to like teach yourself, because our world is designed to tell us to go faster, do more, produce more. And especially as women, our bodies are not designed to be in that state all the time. Men they can get up and work. Men are in a 24-hour clock, women are in a 28-day cycle. So as women, our bodies are not designed to always be in this doing and going mode. So we actually have to teach our system to go slower and rest and digest. And that's where true healing happens, in the rest and digest system, not in the like hyper alert, always going and doing. That's why this way of somatics, like Emily said, like it's so simple, but it's also like probably the things we resist the most.
It's like, yeah.
Did you have a question,
Melanie.
Melanie?
Thank you.
Hey.
Thanks, Sharon.
Yes, I have a question. Actually, I guess it's kind of from what you were just saying. Yeah, I experienced that. I had even some irritation with some of the beginning things. It was like, and I feel the same irritation oftentimes when I'm doing exercise, and I'm realizing my mind wants something, but from what you were just saying, it's like maybe my body doesn't want that. Even though anyway, it was kind of a surprise. And then there are others that I just felt like my body wanted the additional movement, yet the subtle movement my body didn't like. So it was kind of interesting to see that. I really, it really makes me think I really have not been listening to my body like I thought I was.
Well, if
So,
you've always lived your life, and I get this, I'm similar, right?
Mhm.
Like I had to like
yeah.
I've been teaching myself for the last 2 years, like slowly, bit by bit, that of this like slower, gentler, more relaxed way. Like, but if you're someone who's always kind of, like you said, loved the like fast movement and like I would only go to like power yoga, you know what I mean? I never went to yin yoga. Why? Because yin yoga was slow. And so I thought like it like I couldn't relax into yin yoga. Um, but that was the thing I needed the most. But what happens is that when you're always in a certain speed, let's say that's what becomes familiar to your nervous system. And that's what your nervous system then reads as safe. So then when you do go to sit and meditate, breathe, do something slow, your brain's like, this isn't safe. We don't do this. We need to speed up. But it's not necessary that it's not that your body doesn't want it. It's just that all you've ever known is the fast way. So what's familiar becomes safe to you, even if it's destructive. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it seems, yeah, it makes sense. And that, like, when you're talking the word safe, I would use probably with myself in my mind, it would be, this isn't enough. You know, subtle movement is not enough. Like yoga is not going to be enough. I need to be doing, lifting weights or
Mhm.
whatever,
Yeah.
so, or I can't, like, I have an exercise system that is very simple, works, it's quick, which is what I like and all that. But I keep thinking, no, that's not going to do much because you really need to be in the gym, lifting weights with a trainer and, and feeling like you're falling out afterwards. So,
What a beautiful, Melanie, like awareness to get, so an invitation to get curious around that. Like I know, that how often does that's not
oh,
going to be enough. I'm
it's a
not
lot.
enough. Like it's like what noticing where does that maybe come in other places. And that's that
Work,
yeah,
everything,
yeah, that can't be enough.
food,
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
So beautiful. And
yeah.
then noticing like that irritation, because sometimes the irritation, if we stay curious, is it like, okay, is that something that is really a message of my body doesn't want that?
Mm,
Or is the irritation this is not familiar
mm,
and it shows up as a form of, see, I don't even like the word, shows up like resistance, but resistance is your body trying to help you out, going, oh, I got balloons from the Zoom that just
mm.
exploded. um, resistance is your body going, that's unfamiliar and we're not used to doing it. And so resistance can show up like irritation, judgment of like needing to move around, getting fidgety. And so just being in the curious of, what is this? And then noticing those thoughts of, well, that can't be enough. Okay, interesting. Interesting, I had that thought. I wonder where else that is showing up. And that's the kind of magic I think that shows up in these subtle, smaller practices because you're going slower and it's starting a different conversation between you and your body. So you may get these different awarenesses or a different perspective just because we're stepping into something that's different.
Yeah.
And so I love Corinna asked too, oh, this is helpful, like expanding one's comfort zone, not just physical constriction, right? And as Amy so beautifully said, comfort zone has nothing to do with whether it's good for you or the speed or anything like that. It is all about what have you been doing for a long time, right? And so the body simply, that ancient part, like our nervous system rests, right, in the ancient part of our brain that is survival's number one, right? And so survival is if I've known it, if I've experienced it, and we didn't die yet, it's safe. That's it. So as we go to, hey, this is what I would consciously like, I'd like to expand here. The body and the nervous system and the brain have to also get physically and in that level of that is safe to go here. whether that's a new position, whether it's an amount of money, whether it's that chosen, hey, I want to show up in this way, be seen in public, like any of that. So this titration, which is taking small sips of whatever that is a way to get the system, your body, to know that it's okay to do that thing that's different. So if we've been going fast or always loving off the deep, like jumping off the deep end, the slower stuff is gonna feel scary. It might not be scary, it could be irritable, like uncomfortable. Your mind is brilliant at going, yeah, we just don't want to do that, or it's not enough, or because, and if you're the other way, if it's like, I've been slowed down and it feels scary to speed up or be seen, it's like everyone's so different. But just recognizing whatever's new, your body is trying to protect you from. So this is a way to slowly change that and then find your pace in doing that. Your pace for expanding your comfort zone, right? Because our mind's point of view of that has a very different timeline than our bodies. And not that it always has to be slow, but presencing, like with where does my body want to go? And what's that speed of expansion that's actually working and feels good the whole time, and I'm present the whole time. And I'm the one knowing that like me and my body are creating this, and we don't put our power outside of us. It's like here, and I'm going my pace, and that is very different, right? So thank you for that feedback and questions too. Yay. Anything else, you guys, before we breathe? Yes.
I just want to say, because you're going to do the breath work now,
Uh-huh.
right? So I totally get what Melanie's saying. And just something I did at the beginning is like, first of all, just to understand that your brain is part of your nervous system, right? And so the brain actually has three parts. So you have your primitive mind, right? Your primitive brain, that's the part of your brain that's always just trying to make sure you stay alive. So when we talk about being safe, that might not be a word that you use in your language, right? Or like even just saying like, do I feel safe right now? Of course I feel like my logical brain, right? My limbic brain, that part of my brain, of course that feels safe. I'm sitting in a beautiful room, but your primitive mind might not see it that way. It might be reading like you're laying down right now and you're doing nothing, and that's a threat. So that's where, once I understood that, yeah, my conscious mind might feel good or might want to meditate or might want to slow down or whatever, but there was something in my the survival part of my brain, my primitive mind, that was reading that, slowing down, meditating, breathing, doing somatic work, any of that stuff as a threat to me, because I was so used to living my life in doing and going and fast and the weight training and all the kind of yang type of movement. So I just want to say that when I began with like meditating, breathing, and Emily's going to lead us in a breathwork session today, if I started to get like that angsty stuff, that resistance, I would just say to I would say to my brain and say to my body, it's okay to relax. It's okay to breathe. It's safe to be in my body. It's safe to do nothing. There's nothing to do right now. There's no action I need to take right now. And I would just say that kind of a few times just to relax my brain and then relax my body. So then I could hear what she was saying or breathe or do a little bit of the meditation. And I did that a lot at the beginning and still sometimes do it, right? So it's not wrong. It's again, teaching your system like that it's okay to come off this adrenaline and always doing and rushing, and teaching your system that.
Awesome.
Are we
Okay.
breathing?
We're going to breathe. Before we breathe, I'm going to show you the breath, so you don't have to get all in cozy yet. Okay. So, do you guys need a pee break before we're going to breathe for about, yes. Let's do a short, like 5-minute break, go to the bathroom, get water near if you don't have it. Cool. And we'll be back in 5 minutes. Like like 3 minutes after the hour or like 5 after.
You're gonna pause.
Yes. Okay. Welcome to our second part. So we're going to be doing a breathwork session. And before we begin, I just want to talk about the style of breathing that we're going to be doing is what's called trauma-informed breathwork. And how that is different is you may have experienced breathwork before in different formats. You may be totally new. You may have done lots. And sometimes in breathwork, the facilitator will guide you in a certain pace, or like in like a, okay, now we're doing, they'll count for you, or it'll be a pace to go. And just like we've been talking about, this is different. Trauma-informed breathwork is where you're going to choose your pace and intensity and depth and get to play with it and see what feels good in my body today. And knowing that each day is going to be different, each time we breathe is going to be different, because we have different things going on in our lives, right, at different times. So on a day where you may feel really good and really resourced, meaning like I feel really in my center, I feel supported, there's not lots of chaos and craziness going on around me, that may be a day where breathing deeply or more intensely could feel really good, right? If you've just had a massive lost your job, or a fight with a partner, or lost a loved one, or like there's a lot going on, then if we're already in that place of feeling like kind of like, whoa, I don't know if I can handle this, then that may not be the time to push the body, right? To see, can I go deeper and faster? And that's interesting, right? Because I know myself, I've experienced in a lot of personal development work, like wanting to just push myself to get the bigger release or the bigger change. This is about listening to your body, where you're at today, and going, what feels most nurturing, where I can feel present and connected to my body in that, right? And then just like a workout, usually the first few minutes of a workout, there's a lot of, it's the hardest, right? If you're going on a run, if you're doing whatever, the first few minutes, your body's like, are we really doing this? Like, really? You really want to do this? Same with breath work. So no, if there's some resistance at the beginning, that is normal and it's welcome, right? Because we're doing something different with the body. Yes, we're breathing all the time, right? But we're doing it not consciously. And one of the cool things about consciously changing the breath pattern, it is the easiest gateway and bridge between the unconscious and the conscious mind. Because our breath is run by our autonomic nervous system, which is all the functions in the body that go on automatically without us thinking about it, right? Like your heart's beating, you don't have to tell your heart to beat. Your temperature's being regulated all the time, digestion. Breath is also happening all the time, right? Without you thinking about it. But it's the one that we can actually consciously change. And in that, we get to basically reverse engineer the information coming into our body. As if you think about it, when we are stressed or scared or like, oh my gosh, what happens to our breath? It goes up here, it's shallow, it's usually like, right? And so that's the body responding to what's going on, what the mind is scanning, what the nervous system is like a security camera going, what's going on in my environment and what's a threat. And it's reading lots of things as threats, meaning that is a tiger going to eat me because it's ancient. That's what a threat is. But it's reading things as threats that aren't really going to kill you. And then the body responds by, all sorts of things, right? Like anxiety, heart, all this stuff, right? So what we get to do with the breath is we can go, hey, I'm going to tell the body starts to drive the narrative and the mind can go from there. So that's why breath work is bottom up. It's using the body's narrative to tell the mind, hey, we're actually cool here. There's not a tiger about to eat us. And so that's the beauty of breathwork, and trauma-informed breathwork is letting you and your body choose that. So it's about finding a edge that's comfortable and playing there and going, oh, if I go a little deeper or a little slower or a little faster, how does that feel? And trusting sometimes it might feel like, again, if you're a person that's been going and faster, the medicine might be doing an entire session really nice and slow, right? And then other days you might be like, oh, I'm going to play a little bit and see how that feels. So it's really about starting a different conversation and getting to use this beautiful life force energy that's always moving through us in a conscious way to change, like, okay, how do I want to feel today? I'd like more energy. Okay, then I'm going to breathe, maybe breathe deeper, breathe or more quickly. It's like, ooh, I would like to chill out a little bit today or relax. I'm going to breathe slower. So you get to like dial in how you would like to feel in your body and what is the most, like the biggest contribution and nurturing to you today. Cool. Okay, so today we're gonna be working with two different breath patterns. One is the halo active breath, and there's lots of different names for this, but I call this halo active, and it's in through the nose and out through the mouth. And it can be very oceanic, like very flowing. So you'll notice when we normally breathe, there's kind of natural pauses, like after an inhale, after an exhale. So you can make this very continuous, like in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And now notice you can also be breathing in that style. This way, this one has a lot of flexibility. It could also be sped up, right? So it could look like it could even be very different, right? And it can also be really slowed down, like when Amy was saying, like almost like you're blowing a candle out. So if you breathe in through the nose and like blowing through a straw, that can slow it way down. And anytime we extend our exhale longer than the inhale, it's an automatic cue to the nervous system to shift into that rest and heal mode in the parasympathetic state. So that is the halo active breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And it might be nice to start like in the slower version, right? Like, and you might stay there. Then I'm going to invite us to, and won't do it for long periods of time, but what's called the blow breath. So the blow breath is all through the mouth with the emphasis on the exhale. So if I put an emphasis on my exhale, I don't even have to think about my inhale because it naturally happens. So the blow breath can look like that. You know, like you can notice, you can make it stronger by really use your diaphragm, right? It's kind of like an ab workout a little bit, depending on how forceful you make that exhale. It can also be a kind of gentle. It can be so try that on for a moment and see what feels good. You can also make it dynamic each way, in and out. That is very activating. Okay, so if you're like, I always think of those old movies where that was like the breath to give birth, right? So that's more intense, right? Because you're actually intentionally inhaling fast, and through the mouth, you're getting more air in, right? So again, playing with where am I at today, trying it out. We'll first do like 30 seconds of that. So we'll start in the halo active. We'll do a little bit of that blow breath. The reason I'm including that is a great clearing breath. So It's also very great for like getting us, if we're really stuck in our head a lot, it's hard to be stuck in our head when we're doing that breath because it takes quite a lot of presence with the body to go, okay. And using that natural power of the exhale to release what we would like to release. Your body is always, on every exhale, without you thinking about it, taking out all of the garbage from every cell and from the bloodstream and releasing the carbon dioxide and everything else out. You don't have to think about it. So when we use the breath and we're just consciously focusing on the exhale or like making that deliberate, it's a great place to release anything that's not yours, anything that doesn't serve you, just letting it go. So we're going to be doing a little bit of that at the beginning. So if you've never breathed with me, basically when we get started, I will play a song that at the beginning, we're just dropping into the body. We're not doing a pattern yet. It's kind of like, oh, hello, I'm getting getting into my body, relaxing, getting comfortable in your seat or laying down. And then we'll begin the halo active breath. And I'll let you know, okay, now like an invitation to start that. And in the first one or two songs, we'll do a little bit of that blow breath. I'll be like, okay, now the blow breath for 30 seconds. We might lengthen it a bit. And then I will invite you to a top hold. So a top hold is when we breathe in through the nose and hold or pause at the top. So when we exhale everything out is a good way to start. Inhale in through the nose. Pause at the top. And you're holding there for as long as is comfortable or interesting to you. Okay, again, it's not having to hold it as long as you possibly can. It's kind of like, oh, what is that sensation? It tends to move energy up the body. It can tend to be energizing. Our brain also, after a little bit of holding, they call it like the curve of chaos. Sometimes our brain goes, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing? Other times it might not at all. Some people like, I love top holds, right? But you're releasing it when you feel ready. So you don't need to wait for me to say, release it. Like, so that's a top hold. Then we'll have a couple songs of just all halo active breath. So we won't be doing any more blow breathing, really breathing in, embodying what we'd like to step into today, whether that's like, I would just like to feel more present. And then at the end, we'll release the breath pattern. I'll invite you to a bottom hold. So a bottom hold is the opposite. So it's like you inhale through the nose, exhale everything out, and then pause with everything exhaled. And again, you're holding that breath out for as long as feels good and interesting to you. That can be more calming and grounding. Other people, they don't like that one. So again, it's just to play with and be curious with how does that feel in my body. And then we'll have like the last song will release any pattern and I'll give you space to really integrate like how that feels to have breathed for, you'll probably we'll be in active breath for about 20 minutes-ish, a little under 20 minutes. And so then you'll just get to sense how that is. And then I'll slowly bring you back to the room and your body. And then we'll probably take another little break before we do our last part of the retreat. Do you guys have any questions about the breath patterns or anything before we start? All good. Corinna, were you going to unmute and ask something or no? You're
Maybe it doesn't apply. I want to try lying down today.
Oh.
In my experience, when I listen to your meditations, I sometimes relax so much that I fall asleep. So I wouldn't want to do that now, but I suppose with breathing, it won't happen. That was just, yeah.
It can happen. Okay, so and also, so breath work is a physical, emotional, and energetic practice, right? So I'm glad you mentioned this. So physical things that can come up, a sense of tiredness or sleepiness, right? Also, it could be a sense of a lot of energy moving or arousal. We can have temperature shifts, so you can get warmer or colder. That's why it's nice to have layers or a blanket. You can get tingly in the body or lightheaded. Even what's called tetany, which is like tightening or cramping of the fingers or toes, that usually comes from more intense breath. That's just because we're changing as we breathe. We change the carbon dioxide and oxygen ratio and pH in the body. So at any time, if something shows up and it doesn't feel, again, it pops you out of being present. It's like, yeah, that doesn't feel very good. All you have to do is come back to your natural breath. There are some days where I have breathed, like just the other day, Amy and I were receiving a breath session, and both of us took a nap. And I was like, that felt really good. So also, yeah, that can happen too. So it's okay. And usually when we're like, and sometimes you'll notice like, whoa, I've checked out, like I haven't been breathing. That's normal, right? And it's just like when you notice that, coming back to the breath pattern. Or if you notice like, oh, I think I fell asleep for a little bit. Okay, I'll come back to breathing now. Same for emotions that can be there. Like you can have emotions arise because we're moving stuff through the body, right? So it might be a duality of emotions. We might have sadness, and then we might have joy, or might have anger, and the invitation here is to allow it, not to judge it, not to have to fix it, not to make it right or wrong, and see if it just moves through the body, like that, observing it. And if at any time it's like, yeah, that doesn't feel super good to experience that level, then come back to your natural breath. But one of the beautiful things is that sometimes, like, I'll have tears come up, or I'll want to let out a scream or like a shake. So today, also, like, if your body wants to make a sound, if you want to move, like, follow that. Let it happen. That sort of can be some of the magic. And you might have a very still, really peaceful session, and that's the medicine and magic that shows up today. Yeah.
Just Oh, it is amazing. I totally get this. I just want to ask about one variation that also sometimes happens. It's like my mind starts wandering, but in a good way even. It's like,
Mm.
but I'm kind of not listening anymore to what you're saying, but I'm off to somewhere else. And yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay,
when
that's it.
when when we breathe, actually, for any time over 8 minutes, they say, of course, that you actually change your state of consciousness. So there might be like, hey, I'm kind of somewhere else. And that happens to me too, where I'm not really hearing the cues, right? I'm just breathing or somewhere else. That's the gift of this, is it gets to be your journey. So you're not doing it, and there's no right way to do it or wrong way. And so know that it's really for you. So that's basically normalizing everything. Like, everything is welcome and everything is normal. But that, like, it does shift your space of consciousness, And so if you're there and it's like, wow, this is cool to explore. Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you. That's great. Okay.
Okay. So now, um, as you guys are getting settled, so finding a place to sit or a place to lie down where you will be comfortable, supported. If you want to turn the lights off, if you're like staring up at a light or have an eye mask, that can feel good. If you are seated up, just make sure that you're supported somehow, so that you don't fall off a chair, or you have a pillow behind you, you're comfortable, feet are on the floor. And if you can leave your camera on, I love that. And you do not have to. So it's wonderful if I can see you. And I know sometimes that's not easy. So do what's feeling good. Okay, as you guys are getting settled, at the beginning of the class today, we talked about what what would you like to really embody today? So as you're getting comfortable, bringing that back to mind, and that could be something as simple as, I'd like to really feel present in my body. It might be something you'd really like to grow and foster in yourself. But taking a moment to set an intention for your breath session. When I looked at creating this, my intention for you all was just deepening embodiment, whatever that means to you. So taking a moment to see, what is your intention for that? It may be embodying a certain feeling, being present, an energy, an identity. And as you guys are doing that, I will get the music started. All right, so getting comfortable, softening the gaze, closing your eyes. Just getting nice and comfy wherever you're at. And just breathing naturally. Bringing your awareness to where you are supported. The surface beneath you. The ground or the earth beneath that surface. And noticing what the body may require to soften, surrender just a little bit more. Maybe there's some wiggling or adjusting. Perhaps a neck roll or some touch with the body. Really checking in with what would feel good as we settle here and just give our bodies and systems time to arrive. And perhaps as we begin to land, inviting in a few deep breaths to set us up. So into the nose and out through the mouth. And two more just like that. Inhaling, feeling the belly rise. And exhaling, softening the body. One more of those deep cleansing breaths. And then gently noticing where your awareness is in this moment, in this little micro moment. Noticing is your awareness with the body, the mind, the past, the noticing where it is, and then declaring and choosing where you'd like it to be. Welcoming everything that's here for you today. any sensations, feelings. And just noticing what's arising, allowing your system and your body to show you how it would like to breathe and move. And then when you're ready, beginning that halo active breath. So that's in through the nose and out through the mouth. Allowing yourself to find a rhythm, a pace, a depth that feels like a good place to start. Allowing the body to have time to check out this new breath pattern and just settle into it. Circulating that breath. Knowing that your hand is always on the dial. So finding that rhythm in through the nose and out through the mouth in a way that feels really good in the body. With each inhale, inhaling in that desired energy or sense in your body that you're inviting in to deepen, that deepened sense of embodiment. And on the exhale, releasing anything that's ready to go, that's not useful, that's not. And then in a moment, we're gonna play with about 30 seconds of that blow breath. Using it as a way to like clear the cookies, clear the cache, all the stuff, all the energies around us that are nerves. So when you're ready, taking a deep inhale in through the nose, and then exhaling through the mouth and starting that blow breath. Your pace will just be here for about 20 more seconds. Noticing how that powerful exhale feels to the body. Five more seconds. And then releasing that breath, coming back to your natural breath for a moment. And just noticing how the mind feels, how the body feels. And then when you're ready again, bringing in the halo active breath. with that wave-like inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. I'm noticing perhaps if it feels any different now. As you inhale in, noticing if you can inhale or deepen into parts of the lungs or the back side of the body that maybe we don't normally notice or access. And then in another moment, we're going to invite in that blow breath. So when you're ready, inhaling in, and then exhaling through the mouth, and letting that inhale just come naturally and everything through the mouth. And finding a pace and an intensity that feels interesting, feels good. We'll be here for about 30 more seconds. Blowing out all of those sticky or heavy thoughts that might be rolling around. Blowing out the irritation, blowing out the doubt. Seeing if we can find safety even in the activation of that blow breath. 5 more rounds of that. And then letting that blow breath go. Coming back, just becoming aware of your natural breath for a moment. Noticing what you notice. Feeling what you feel. And then inviting back in a few of those fatal active breaths into the mouth. Out of the mouth. And when you're ready, we'll do one last round of that blow breath. Seeing if we can untie, loosen things with the breath. We'll be here for just a minute. On your next inhale, inhaling through the nose, and then beginning all mouth breathing with the blow breath. Using the power on the exhale, allowing the inhale come back in naturally. Finding your intensity, your pace, but blowing away any of those places that we are gripping, holding on to something, or controlling. Using that exhale and that breath. 15 more seconds. 3 more, your pace, and then releasing that pattern. Coming back to your natural breath just for a moment to notice the fear. And if it feels good, I'd like to invite you into that top hold. So when you're ready, breathing in naturally, exhaling everything out, inhaling through your nose, and then pausing at the top of your inhale. Pausing here, feeling the energy, the vibration. Whenever you're ready, allowing that breath to just release, body to function. And now, whenever you're ready, just bringing back in the halo active breath. This is the pattern we'll be in through the nose and out through the mouth. For the next 4 or 5 minutes. Circulating that breath. Breathing in on the inhale through the nose, that energy of what you're designing for your body. Breathing in that sensation, that vibration. And on your exhale, clearing away the thoughts, clearing away the heaviness. Breathing in more of you, what is true for you in your body, and breathing out everything that is in. And this is our last song in the Halo Active Breath. So continuing to move the breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathing into the home of your body. Breathing into that space that you are your home. And out through the mouth. seeing if in this last minute of active breath, you'd like to deepen or change the rhythm, or if you'd like to breathe exactly as it was. Beautiful. Keep on moving. Perhaps expanding out a little bit bigger from the inside out. And when you're ready, an invitation for a bottom hold. So inhaling through the nose and then exhaling everything out. Pausing at the bottom of the exhale. Resting here for a moment in that space in between. Allowing the body to settle. Releasing that hold whenever you're ready. And then just settling into the body. No breath pattern. Just coming back to your natural rhythm and your natural breath. Letting the body soak in all of that energy and shift that you created with the breath. And maybe just sensing that support beneath you again, or a blanket on top of you. Just resting here. And letting this space you've created, that deepening of embodiment, letting it move through the body, maybe almost radiate from you. Invitation to bring that embodied sense with you through the rest of the day or the evening. And perhaps with the eyes still closed, just getting a sense of the room or nature around you. Bringing awareness back to the physical body. And maybe noticing how it feels to draw a circle in your mind's eye around the body that can be as big or small as you'd like. and noticing what you'd like that circle to be made of. Maybe it's flower petals, fire, just noticing how it feels to have that space, that boundary around you and your energy, and that embodied sense of that, what you are claiming today. And then, without any sense of urgency, just slowly bringing some awareness back to the body. So maybe bringing a hand to the heart or the belly, or maybe that's wiggling the toes or the fingers. And taking a moment to really thank your body and your system. And then inviting in maybe stretches or movements as you slowly begin to come back to the room. Your pace. Maybe that's bringing touch to the body, the face, the shoulders, or gently batting the eyelids open, giving yourself a bit of time to take in the surroundings. And giving yourself all the space and time you need. And then coming back to the room, to the Zoom, when you're ready. We're going to be taking like a 10-minute break so that we could start again at the top of the hour. Does that sound good? So you can slowly, no rush, come back, go to the bathroom, whatever's required, and then we'll be coming back in 10 minutes. Oh, I see Cindy said, I so appreciate the info about holding the breath as long as it's interesting or comfortable. I would have forced it to the max or intensity, and I could notice more expansion instead of intensity or contraction past trying to force a result, right? Really interesting. That's beautiful. And that's where truly intensity does not equal transformation, which is pretty amazing. So to find, like you said, more expansion from not pushing is interesting. So beautiful awareness. Cool. All right, we will take a,
Do you want 10 minutes or do you want 15 minutes? 10. Okay. Anyone else?
Anyone else want to weigh in?
Mhm.
They're like, oh, you need to go sit. I'm so glad you got to join though. Well, you'll have the replay
Yeah.
if you do have to get off.
Okay, let's do 10 minutes.
10 minutes. We'll come back about
Grab some water.
past.
Yeah. And if you are going to eat something, just eat something light, like a piece of fruit or something light, because we're going to have embodied movement next. So you're going to be doing some physical movement. You don't want your food repeating on you.
Okay, we'll see you in about 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Hey guys, I'm just going to test the sound there for a second. Just let me know. I'm going to play a little music and use my voice at the same time, and you can just let me know.
Because I had it at the middle. I don't know if you, but I might have turned it down a touch.
So, the song is just beginning, so. How is that? Can you hear? How is the music? How is
Don't hear the
the?
music.
Sorry, Mel?
Don't hear the music.
You don't hear the music? Okay.
Oh, now a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is a quieter song. This is where it's like.
And I'm sorry, I saw that like Kim, we tested the audio before, and Kim and Suzanne are saying like, I can hear your voice with the music. We
So
have that you should be able to, but
Yeah, I hear it loud and clear, but I have like my my earphones on. So
AirPods, yeah, like that's if you do have AirPods, like Suzanne, One Love, AirPods really good. Also, just make sure you have the volume on your own device turned all the way up.
Yeah, it wasn't for me that I couldn't hear. It was just like some of the words would be cut off. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so so I could hear the music, but not the beginning of the voice. It was like, what breath are we just? So I just did my own thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like it was just. It seemed like for me, it was like when it was like, what breath are we doing, and how is it that we do that, and it would be like, not cutting out like that, but just the music was foreground and the voice was background.
But can I say something? Because I've worked with this as well, like the Zoom, the sound and the voice. It's usually you need to use, as a facilitator, you usually need to use headphones in order for your voice to come clearly through.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. Otherwise it breaks out.
Yeah. Yeah, I have headphones. I just didn't bring them.
you can use mine.
No.
So you mean like the presenter needs to use headphones, or we need to use headphones, or both?
No, it's our system. No, it's okay. We will carry on.
It was fine.
Yeah.
It was lovely, Emily. It was really lovely. Even though I was like, I think she's doing it. It was just like, you know what? I just needed to surrender to.
Okay, good. It was a teaching moment, and it's so.
Yeah,
fun.
exactly.
It's always that way. Like we were testing it today, and I was like, the test always goes good, and then it's not skipping out. And every once in a while, we'll say like, even if everything's good and my internet connection is perfect, it still will do that stumbly. So I wonder if it was just. It was raining here, and we started to. I don't know. So.
I think it's.
I think the in and out for me was just my mind.
Yes,
there was no cutting out on the music, just your voice.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was internet but yeah, like the other lady said, no, it was great. It was great. Regardless, woman, it was great.
Thank you.
Yeah. For me, it was similar. The music, as soon as the music came in, before your voice was clear and loud, and then as soon as the music came in, parts of the voice kind of got cut off. But again, it was a great way of like, okay, now that.
You don't want it because it'll be too fun.
Well, I think right now maybe if I give the instructions with no music playing, and then we do it with the music playing, and I don't try to talk.
Yeah, and then just come up.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we can start the recording.
All right. So, So if the music's playing right now, are you hearing my voice and the music, or will I just be better off when I talk to turn the music off? Turn the music down.
Now it's good. I just don't know how it will be when you're further.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, let me begin with no music, and then I'll play the music when I show you the practice.
Oh, and we're recording. I didn't realize we were recording this
Are
whole thing.
we?
Yeah.
Oh,
I must have not paused it.
okay. All right. So, okay. I feel weird standing for a second. So let me begin seated. So I'm going to bring us on embodied movement journey. So for any of you who've done any type of like ecstatic dance, 5 rhythms, journey dance, chakra dance, they are all really designed to do the same thing, is to drop us out of our heads and into our bodies. And this is a type of somatic movement. And again, what is somatic? It's feeling your body. So this isn't like, we're not dancing for a performance. We are using embodied movement practices, and I will guide you through the practices to really feel into our bodies and feel what's there. Where is there restriction? Where is there heaviness? Where's there pleasure? And really start to bring create space with our bodies through movement. So if you look at like the priestesses and the goddesses like Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, Isis, Kuan Yin, they all studied breathwork, movement, sacred dance, and sound. And they used these 3 vehicles to really access the divine through their bodies. So breathwork and movement that drops you into your body, not movement where we're like controlling how we move our bodies, where we're actually really just feeling it, and sound. 3 of these are incredible, powerful tools that we have that are actually within us. We don't have to pay for them. They're free. Your voice is free. Your movement is free. Your breath is free. So with this practice, we're going to combine the 3 elements. I'm going to invite you to use different sounds in the movement. And at the beginning, if you've never done sound before, using your own voice, it can bring up some stuff, right? Your mind will say, this is stupid. Oh my God, how do I sound ridiculous. That's all just the ego, again, trying to control you when you're doing something different. But really invite you to use the sound. You're in your own room, you're at home, there's nobody around you. Use your voice, use the sound, and start, because the sound also, there's a toning and it tones your voice, and sound carries a vibration, and vibration moves energy. So this is what we're doing with these practices, the breath, the sound, the movement. We're just looking to move energy. Where am I holding? Where am I restricting? Where is this heaviness? And then can I move it? And this is where we become our own energy healer. We become our own alchemist. We alchemize heaviness into lightness. We alchemize pain into pleasure. So it's really an invitation to drop out of your mind, and the breath, when you find yourself in your mind, the breath will drop you down into your body. The sound will drop you into a deeper level, and the movement. So it's not at all how it looks like. And I will give you embodiment practices, like cues, but they don't have to look like how I'm doing it. And you'll probably see how I do it looks different to how Emily does it. So we all are different and we look different. So it's, again, it doesn't look like you need to look like me doing it, but again, can you feel it? When I give you the cue, like, okay, let's draw a circle with our necks. It's like, okay, what does that feel like? Can I feel into it? Can I breathe into it? And that's where the true transformation happens, right? Okay, so let's begin. We're going to begin standing. Okay. And your feet are about hip width apart. And just take a moment, feeling your feet, touching down into the earth. And this is a sacred journey. Try to bring my images. Okay. So before we go on this journey, we're going to set our intention, but we also want to create a sacred space. So just take a moment first, bring a hand to your heart, maybe a hand to your belly, and take an inhale. And exhale, release. Again, inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale, release. We're going to set your intention. So, what would you like to release in today's movement? In the name of I am, I ask to release. Call in whatever it is you're asking to release today. And breathe into it. Exhale it out. Now call forth what is something you would like to physically actualize, manifest today. In the name of I am, I dance today to physically actualize, manifest, and name it. Breathe into it. And exhale, release. Call forth the highest divine light, the highest divine light, the highest divine light. And anything that is not of the highest divine light, command it to leave now. Call forth your spirit guides, Archangel Michael and his fiery wall of protection. Breathing into that, exhale, release. We're going to begin with bringing in the embodiment symbol of the circle. We're going to begin drawing the circle in an anti-clockwise with your neck. So you're circling through your neck anti-clockwise. We begin anti-clockwise as a direction of release. Releasing tension. So we're just going to show you the embodiment practice first, and then I'm going to play some music and we're going to embody it with the music. But just feel it out first so you can start anti-clockwise with your neck. And then moving down through your shoulders. Down through your rib cage. And then link your breath to your movement. Inhaling through your nose, breathing out your mouth. And move it down your hips. So you're circling front of your hips, back of your hips. Ooh, any tension there in your glutes, your sacrum, breathing into it. And you're moving down through your knees, your legs. Your feet. And you're really getting rooted down into your feet. And then we'll change direction and we'll go clockwise. You can start in a clockwise direction down at your ankles. Moving up your legs through your sacrum. And then when we move clockwise, we're bringing in an energy, a feeling. We're manifesting, actualizing. So maybe it's more pleasure or more joy or more space in your body. So you can circle from your neck, head, body down, circle from your feet, legs, sacrum up, circling in different directions. So now we're going to move with this, embodying this with a song. Beginning.
We are floating peacefully in the shades of green. Memories have me shivering with all the words we've seen. To you, my heart grows, my mind goes out. The mother of love in me now. Over stones and under skies, we are letting go of doubts. Memory singing with the birds in the treetops, hiding with the clouds. To you, my heart grows, my mind goes out. The mother of love in me now. To you, my heart grows, my mind goes out. The mother of love in me now.
Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale. And now, as we start to drop down from our minds into our bodies, we're releasing heavy energy, right? So when we're releasing heavy energy, we're going to use a deep, earthy sound to release that. And the sound is ooh, like WHO. So let's all take an inhale together. You can even drop down into the earth, pull up through your legs, pull up through your pelvic floor, hold up, like pulling on the pelvic floor. And now exhale. Beautiful. Shake it out. Shake out your hands. Whew. All right, let's do that one more time. Let's inhale from the earth up through the legs. Pull up on the pelvic floor. Pull up on the perineum, the space between the anus and the genitals. And then exhale. Oh, okay. Shake it out. And we're just going to take a minute to walk around the room, right? And just like your earth thing, you're just planting your feet into the earth, like really landing your feet into the ground and at the same time lifting back up into your body as you start to connect with the earth and release heaviness from your body into the earth. Any heaviness, stop, breath. Letting go.
Here we go. Come on.
Beautiful. Okay. Whoo, shake it out, release it. Beautiful. Okay. Next, we're going to move to the embodiment practice of the infinity symbol. So we're moving now from the root. The circle is to really activate the root and to get connected with the earth and to drop down to the lower part of the body, the feet.
Okay, here we go. Come on, guys.
Sorry, I have to mute someone. Now we're going to move to the sacral, and the infinity symbol is what we use to really get connected with our hips and with our sacral. So you all know the infinity symbol. It's like a sideways number 8. So we're going to begin with first drawing it with our hands. So I'm going to show you first, and then we'll play a song and move with it. So like you're drawing a sideways number 8 in the air with your hands. And then link your breath to the movement. Inhaling through your nose, candle breathing or halo breath out your mouth. And now start to bring that infinity symbol through your elbows, through your arms. And maybe your body just naturally sways. The infinity symbol is for the element of water. So when we're connecting with our sacral, we're bringing in that beautiful spiral movement, flowing. We're getting really into that feminine flow. So maybe bring it through your shoulders, into the back of your shoulder blades. Oh. Through the front of your heart, through the back of your heart. Again, link your breath to your movement so you can really feel into your body. And now move it down through your hips. So we're spiraling left to right. You're drawing the infinity symbol with your hips, and you can use your hands to guide you. And maybe slow it down. Go slower than you want to. And if you'd like to, close your eyes and really feel down into your hips. As women, we have so much creativity and joy and sensualness in our hips. We literally give birth and give life and birth ideas through our sacral. So really connecting with your womb space, your sacrum, the right side, the left side, weaving it all through here. And then at any stage, you can change direction, go in an opposite direction. And as you weave through, feeling really connected to your feet and your legs and your knees. You could even bend into your knees and use your knees to support you, really spiraling through your sacral. At any stage, you can let that go and you can just spiral any way you desire. Okay, so now I'll play a song and we can move to it.
Yeah.
Can you help me? Oh wait, I got it. Okay, so bringing in that beautiful infinity
It's okay to be feeling these feelings. These feelings won't just go away. It's okay to be feeling these feelings. These feelings won't just go away. Till I feel them all the way through. 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 Oh, till I feel them all the way through. Till I feel them all the way through. Yeah. Till I feel them all the way through. Till I feel them all the way through. Oh.
Inhale through candle breathing out your mouth. Beautiful. We're going to start to move this infinity symbol now and turn it into a wave. So like you are undulating from your feet up through your knees, up through your legs, through your hips, like spirals moving up through your body. And we hold so much energy in our spines, in our sacrum, and we want to move that energy up and out our head, right? We don't want to have stagnant energy in our bodies. So this is where we really get to turn heaviness to lightness, stagnation to pleasure. So breathing into it.
These freaky frequencies are elevating me. Dark femininity is moving up my feet. I'm activating my goddess energy. My higher self is like, who the fuck is she? Kundalini energy. I'm dancing with your spiral. The web of all infinity. Let's make this last a while. That luscious energy that moves my soul. Unleash the part of me that they wish they control. Open the records and forget what you've been told. Feel the pleasure when you let yourself give into the Kundalini energy. I'm dancing with your spiral. The web of all infinity. Let's make this last a while.
Beautiful. Inhale from the earth to the sacral. Let's exhale, sound it out. Ooh. Whew. Oh, okay, shake it out. We're going to actually move next to, we're going to do shaking next. So this is a minute and a half of shaking, which is really good for resetting your nervous system, for releasing heaviness, density, trauma, like pain. So we're really just going to shake out your hands. You probably all know this already. Shake out your hands, shake out your elbows, your arms, your whole spine. The key here too, though, is stay rooted into the earth. Keep your feet connected to the earth, right? And then if you want to start like pounding into the earth, I sometimes go right, left, and I get like really releasing that heaviness, that density with cross polarity, right, left, release. It's like a tribal warrior stance. So we're going to have a minute and a half of this. Link your breath to the movement so the breath will allow you to really feel and release. Inhale. Exhale, release. Okay, now we're going to bring in, we're going to go a little bit further into the solar plexus here and into the belly for fire release. So we're going to do a fire breath. So the fire breath is like this. It's a sniff, sniff, exhale out your mouth, but it's like you're breathing fire out your mouth. So it's, so try it out. Sniff, sniff, like fire breathing out. And you can go as slow or as quick as you want, and you can release it whenever you want. It's totally up to you. But if you imagine there's a fire right in front of you and you're burning and releasing any heaviness, any anger, frustrations, just heavy energy. So we'll do the, and you can also walk through the room with it. Like you can get big in your movement. You go, so you can move through the room. And at any stage, you can release the fire breath. Just come back to your shaking that we just did, or you can do the tribal cross polarity and just release that way. You can also just shake up your whole body. Let your hips go, let your arms go. This is the place where you can really release it all. Yeah. Shake it out. Let your whole body go. Oh. Letting it go, slowing it down, releasing it all. Inhale through your nose, exhale. Inhale from the earth to the heart now. Inside out the heart. Ah, beautiful. Let's do that again. Inhale from the earth up to the heart. Ah, we're going to use the sound for the heart, AH, like all. So inhale from the earth up, from the root to the sacral to the heart. Thank you for coming. Now, bringing the infinity symbol into your heart, moving through your heart now, like lyrical flowing, bringing in your arms, your shoulders, your neck, front of your heart, the back of your heart. Moving through your heart. Beautiful. Inhale one more time to the heart. Exhale, release. And now we're going to move to the throat, third eye, activating your voice and your vision. Inhale from the earth to the root, solar, up to the heart, through the throat, into the third eye, and exhale with the sound E. Slowing down your movement here, calling forth what it is you're asking to bring in. And again, breathe into it, get the feeling in your body. Call it to us. Down. Inhale. Third eye. From the third eye to the crown chakra, where we open up to divine guidance, to spirit, source, to greater intelligence. So any guidance, downloads, messages you would like to receive here, ask for it now. Breathe into it. Inhale, and we're going to inhale from your root to your throat, and from your throat the sound ah, ah, out your crown. So it's a high-pitched ah. Inhale. Breathing into your body. Rubbing your arms, your face. Taking a sip of water. Taking a last love breath, inhaling from the earth to your heart. Exhale out, sigh it out. Beautiful. Okay, that was a shorter embodied movement practice. You can make it longer, make it shorter, take some of the embodiment practices like the circle or the infinity symbol and incorporate it into your own rituals, daily rituals. Yeah.
How are you guys feeling? You can come off mute, put anything in the chat.
That was amazing. And I have my 4 kitties running around dancing with me. It was great.
I love it.
Oh my gosh. I want to do that like every morning before I start my day.
Yes.
So thank you so much for all of this. This was awesome. Thanks.
Thank you.
I just created my own membership program with this inspiration. Thank you.
Amazing.
Amazing. Would you guys like to the playlists in the follow-up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay, we'll put those in there too.
Melissa, I love seeing you in tribal. You like made me more tribal. I was like, oh my God. I loved it.
And it's so great being, I just love being in a group of what we all move so differently. And you know, when I first started dancing next day or see her dance, I'd be like, but my body doesn't do that. Like it doesn't do, and it's so good to just go like, but how does it feel and be like, like in groups of women where we're all so different and celebrating each other and just letting, it's like just feeling the field of everyone today. I'm like, oh, this is so cool. So
yeah.
Are we going to be doing a lot of that in Bali?
Yes. Yes, lots of movement in Bali. Yes. Aria said, thank you for the reminders to connect to the breath. I didn't realize how much I hold my breath. Yes, I know. Yeah. Especially in the movement as well, which is funny, you know. But it really does, like whenever I find myself in my head in the movement, when I come back to the breath, then I drop into like, ooh, what does this feel like?
Yeah, and Suzanne said, I love that it's okay to feel. Yeah.
Karina said, that was amazing. I was surprised how much energy I have and how much joy and free movement is for my body. Yes, your body loves free movement.
Yeah.
It's so liberating. It's just like, oh, it doesn't matter what it looks like. I can just like let it all go.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Well, I want to say thank you to all of you guys for being here and everyone also watching the replay for like really it's such an honor, a pleasure, like to get to be with other women and like you said, like have our cameras on and make weird noises and move around and explore different things that maybe are new or maybe we're just looking at in a different way. So thank you guys for being here and choosing this.
Yeah, and if you want more breathwork, like Emily has a breathwork membership, right?
Yep, we do like 3 calls a month. And then you have
I have a
open right now.
Yeah, I have a chakra movement membership. So just reach out to me about it. And both of our memberships are online. And then we are going to Bali in September. So if any of you want to stay on, and if you're interested in Bali, you want to talk to us about it, or we can show you what we're offering and where we're going in the resort, you're welcome to stay on. And we can stay on with you and show you that.
We'll put it in the follow-up email, Suzanne. We'll put the link to the chakra movement,
The
to the breath
breathwork,
membership,
and the Bali
and to
retreat.
Bali.
Yeah.
And then of course you can reach out to us anytime with questions on email, social, all of it. We're there.
Yeah.
Even.
Yeah. Whew.
All right. Anything else? If you guys want to share anything, or that was so.
I would like to say, my God, ladies, the two of you together are just so much of a thank you so much. Like, just thank you so much. Like, you really, it just felt really good. And my body, I could feel my fingers coming more alive, my feet coming more alive. And yeah, you two have magic together, but you know that. And I just want to say that this was awesome. This was really, really awesome. When are we doing it again? I know I have to.
I know. You know,
Like, this is fun.
I was like, when I was like so excited, so looking forward to Emily's breath work where I could lay down and receive. And then I was like, the same. I was like, I kind of want to do this again. Like, these are the things I do in my daily life. So it's so beautiful to also like receive from other facilitators. But yeah, it is beautiful. And they're gentle practices and they're simple, but they're actually really powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And they're ancient,
Yeah.
you know?
Cool.
Yeah. Thank
so
you.
much for that.
You
Yeah.
two could do a membership together. Just saying.
That's true. Hey, we like ideas and
Yeah.
feedback. Right? yeah. Okay. Well, we're here
I
we
love
have
you.
another week together of
Yeah.
creation and relaxation. We're both inspiring each other to not have to take any actions and just enjoy.
Yeah.
I was like,
Nice.
oh, this is really nice. Yeah.
Right.
Oh. Well, thank you guys
Yeah.
so much. And take the rest of the day, like if you can, make space to just continue nurturing yourself, like nurturing food, a nap, water, sleep, a walk outside, like anything to really continue that, like whatever you're creating, that presence with your body. And if that works for you, or Rashmi in India, like probably sleep.
And happy Mother's Day to those who do that.
Yes. Thank you all
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thanks,
Mwah.
Linda.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thank you,
all.
everyone. Bye.
Well, happy Mother's Day to the
Thank you
Earth,
so much.
our Earth Mother.
Yes.
Yes, totally. And the replay
Yeah.
email will probably come tomorrow, but we'll put the replay up today
Yeah.
in the box folder that's already in your other email.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
guys.
you. Bye.